everybody, my name is JPW03 and welcome back to another game recap. The Bolts fall in the shootout against the St. Louis Blues. Just another one of those arenas where the Lightning really do not play that well. I've got to be completely honest with you, and please let me know your thoughts about this game down in the comments, but this to me was by far the strangest game of the season. I don't know if it was the 8 p.m. start time or what it was, but it was just a funky game all the way around. The goals were weird. So first things first, the Lightning without Stamkos for this game as he's about to have his second child. So congrats to Stamkos. Very, very cool. And I guess with that, let's go ahead and roll into some highlights. So the Lightning would score first, and it took forever to figure out who actually scored this goal. Radish got the credit for the longest of time, but it's actually going to be Cirelli who gets the end credit for it. Look, I broke this down frame by frame, and I literally flip-flopped so many times. Like, I was convinced Radish scored it for a while, and then I was convinced for sure that Cirelli gave it, and then they weren't giving the goal to Cirelli, so I was like, oh, let me look at it again. And then I was convinced Radish scored it, but Cirelli, they say, gets the credit. Again, I'm going to show you a super slow-mo play of it because it is really funky, and it's hard to tell because of how close it is. I mean, we're talking like literal pixels here on if Cirelli gets a piece of it, but I do think he does in the end. And then things would seemingly get better as it would be 2-0 for the Bolts as Corey Perry would score on the power play for the Lightning. It actually hits off Cirelli, off the post, and then just sits on the ground for Corey Perry to bury it into the wide-open cage. So now the Bolts are up by 2, and I mean, things are looking great. And 5 seconds later, off the face-off of the goal, hits off of a stanchion and goes right into the back of the net. Chernak's return, and he scores on it. What is this game? Nothing about this game makes any sense. The Lightning are up 3-0. The Blues aren't even necessarily playing bad, but just everything is working out for the Lightning. And just a brutal goal for Binnington to give up, but they did keep him in the game, and that ended up being a very smart choice for St. Louis. So after the Lightning got the third goal, St. Louis really pushed back hard. I mean, they really dominated that second half of the period, and the Lightning were just hemmed in for so much of the time. And St. Louis would get right back into the game in the second period. Ryan O'Reilly is going to grab a goal here. St. Louis just put in hard work all alone. You can't leave Ryan O'Reilly open like that. Elliott, no chance. And now it's 3-1. Lightning still have the lead, you know, you think they'll get it back under control, no problem. And things would just not get better for the Lightning. As Logan Brown is just going to take it in, shoot it. Elliott definitely wants that one back, no doubt about it. And again, the St. Louis Blues were just absolutely buzzing here in the second period. And Tkachuk would actually come so close to scoring his first goal of the game. You gotta see how close this is. He thinks it's in. I thought it was in, but he's gonna do the wraparound. It's actually going to sneak underneath the pad just barely. And on the next replay you're about to see, it actually just sits on the goal line. And the blue player right here is just going to pull it right off the line. Otherwise, BB had an empty net to tuck it into. So then we roll on into the third period. The Lightning still have a 1-goal lead, but the St. Louis Blues had a power play heading into the third, and they would convert on it. The Bolts nearly killed this power play, but Barbashev's able to shoot it in. Again, another one arguably Elliott would like to have back, but unfortunately, it just goes in. And now we're tied at 3, and man, it's just, I don't know what it is. I mean, in the Minnesota building and in this building in St. Louis, the Lightning have just not been able to close out games. Last minute of the game, Brian Elliott does make a huge save right there, all alone in front. And I don't know how he got the save, but thankfully that was enough to get the Lightning a point in this game. So the third period ends tied at 3. We go into overtime. No goals were scored in overtime. So we go to the shootout, and 1 goal was scored in the shootout, and it would be Ryan O'Reilly with this goal right here. So he's going to come in here. He's actually the second shooter for St. Louis, and he's just going to find a little bit of room. It's hard for me to be too upset about this. Again, the Lightning without Point, the Lightning without Kucherov, the Lightning without Stamkos for tonight's game. We did get Cernak back, so that's a good sign. Oh, and I can't believe I forgot to mention this until now. Fortier gets his NHL debut today as well. Drew a penalty in the game. Unfortunately, we did not convert on it, but you know, he played okay. So, yeah, I mean, just a weird game. I mean, really the strangest game of the season. The Lightning lose it 4-3 in the shootout against the St. Louis Blues. Now, hey, we'll get an instant rematch with them. Pretty confident Stamkos will be back for the next one. That'll be on Thursday against St. Louis here at Amalie Arena. Sorry if you've been hearing any rock noises in the background. There's actually a rock fest going on at Amalie right now, so hopefully you're not, but and just in case you are, I just want to let you know. But again, let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section below. Just pretty frustrating game overall. Again, my name is JPW03. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like on it if you did, and subscribe if you're new to stay tuned for all future videos like this. But thank you so much for watching, and as always, guys, go Bolts.